The new League of Legends season is and I don't just mean like the usual level of I mean it's
It's okay, my solo lanes are TPing back from dying.
Caitlyn will trap though.
And we're getting shutdowns. This GA is absurd.
Thoughts about the new objective? It's so f***ing broken, right? Eye sickness, thank you.
5 games on this new season, and I absolutely already know I'm gonna hate it so badly. The game will be even more unbalanced than it already is. What the f*** were they thinking?
Okay, so the 15th season of League of Legends has been out for like 2 days, and the community already hates it. Now, there's a lot to go through, and I can't cover all of it, so we're just gonna talk about the important stuff, the stuff that has really thrown people into a tizzy. Now, if you don't know anything about this update or the new update structure, it's the first of the year's 3 rotating seasons, and this one is Noxus themed. The Summoner's Rift itself reflects that. The reason that's important is because it isn't just decorative. There's a new seasonal objective, and it's basically what we're here to talk about, because it's just insanely broken. Meet Otacon, the aptly named bringer of ruin. He spawns at either the top or bottom side of the map at the 20-minute mark and brings with him a handful of terrain changes. He spawns in one of 2 forms, Ruinous or Voracious, depending on how much champion combat has taken place up until the 14-minute mark. The side on which he spawns is also determined by which side saw the most combat. What he also brings is a series of buffs, which is where things get a tad complicated, so bear with me. If you slay the Ruinous version, your whole team gets increased effects from epic monster rewards, and these things called blood roses start spawning around the map. Collect them and you get XP as well as permanent stacking adaptive force buffs. What happens if you slay the other version, you ask? I'll tell you, but you're not gonna believe me. The team who slays the Voracious variety triggers a death mitigation mechanic that lasts for 150 seconds. What this means is that if you or any of your teammates die during that window, there's a lingering 2-second long GA style animation that leads to a fully fledged respawn in your fountain. It also lowers your bounty to a static 100 gold and makes it so that shutdowns don't apply, which means you can wipe a team and it counts for almost nothing.
In total, they got 500 gold. They killed 5 people, they got 500 gold, and we are instantly able to respawn. After 5 seconds, we respawn. So we have a fast base, faster than recall. Slower than Baron, but faster than recall. We are already out of base running out.
Spoiler, both versions of this buff are just wildly imbalanced. Like first version of Chemtech imbalanced.
Like the flowers give you so much XP. Now it's all of a sudden possible to like 2 to 3 level gap your opponent with like ease. The GA of Otacon, I mean, let's not talk about it. Like literally, it is just such a disgustingly poor implemented mechanic. You get the GA, you run in, you f***ing int however much you want, you insta spawn, you lose nothing on the map. You actually just gain. So it's you're forced to just int and you just win anyway. It's like there's just no comeback.
Now, I'm pretty sure that Riot's gonna pare this thing back over the next couple weeks because it is just stupendously broken. But it's not the only thing, because let me tell you about boots. In this season, there are challenges called Feats of Strength. They're basically like little mini tasks like First Blood, getting a tower, 3 epic monsters that teams look to accomplish. If you do, you get access to tier 3 boots called Triumphant, which come as a free upgrade to whichever tier 2 boots you happen to have. But there's more. Yes, tier 4 boots. Also exclusively available to the team that gets the Feats of Strength. These are priced upgrades that are also only available to the Feats winning team, but only after they have 2 legendary items. And yeah, some of these boots, pretty f***ing dumb.
Wait, now we got the, look at our MS, look at our MS, look at how fast we are. Oh my god, look at how fast we are. Oh my god, yeah, we have a resting above 500 MS. In a bush, we have 580 MS. Oh my god.
What were they thinking about this new feat mechanic? Feats, whatever they're called. What were they thinking? These boots are not balanced. Especially Sweetness boots, by the way. How did Sweetness boots make it to the live server? Riot Games, please elaborate.
And look, it's really easy to just read the patch notes and then come and stand here and whine and complain and Rito please ad nauseum without actually playing it and giving it a fair shake. But I have played it, and I gotta say, why The issue that everyone seems to have with these changes is that collectively, they buff the early to mid game to such a degree that it feels like Riot want games to just become absurdly snowballing. It's especially bad in solo queue because getting people to coordinate for feats of strength is like herding cats. And the consequences for losing them are so severe that they amplify the already existing issue with League of Legends matchmaking, which is tilt and toxicity. People already lose their mind when they fall behind in the early game and start calling for FF oats and typing jungle diff and like mentally checking out at 8 minutes. And now it's gonna be twice as bad. And for that reason, I think these changes are stupid. I think that Riot has a serious problem with tilt and toxicity in their solo queue systems. And I think that they don't always do a great job of mitigating it. I think when they make these kinds of gameplay adjustments, they should really keep that in mind. Anyway, the other big news is the new champion, Arcane's very own Mel. She's a mage whose signature ability is basically a better version of Windwall called Rebuttal. It's like an easier, exceedingly ridiculous take on Lotus Orb from Dota 2, which reflects back anything and everything at your opponent. You can let Freak talk at you if you want to know the full extent of her kit, but suffice it to say, she has an even dumber Lux route, a passive that basically allows her spells to create stacks that trigger an execute, and an ultimate that allows the stacks to trigger a Karthus ult. I have become sort of convinced that Riot's champion design has been influenced by so-called rage marketing. Imagine every champion they release is this beautiful, elegant, honest design. People wouldn't talk about it nearly as much as if they just released these egregiously busted, anger-inducing nightmares that just spawn tweets and TikToks and stream clips and, well, talk. Riot wants people to talk about League, so they give them a reason to. Anyway, she looks to me like a terror, but hey, it's Riot Games, it's to be expected. They do sort of love rage bait. Let's wait and see. Until then, let's just play the new season, give it a fair shake, see how it feels, or just uninstall. Both seem like healthy approaches at this point. Danny, I played against a f***ing Hecarim using the f***ing Swift March. I shit you not, sir. I literally almost closed the client. I already f***ing hate Hecarim, and then these f***ing boots just absolutely sent me over the edge. I was playing Echo too, so I was really having a bad time.